Yeah, guys, welcome back to my channel, AO Records. Please, if you've been following my tutorial and you are gaining value from this video that I bring, please do well to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. So anytime I drop new React tutorial videos like this, you will get notified. Alright, guys, straight up in this tutorial, we are going to be creating a data table, and that is going to be in our list page. We are going to have a user page whereby you go to the user page and you see a list of users. So for that list table, we are going to be using a material UI data table. So let's go over and create our page first of all. So we go to pages, yeah, create a folder and call it list. Yeah, inside our folder we are going to create our function, a file. So call it capital letter L list dot .jsx. Then we create the we create the CSS. So we say list dot scss. Okay, let's go into our application and use our code snippet. Okay, all right, it's coming now. Okay, all right, so okay, we have our list table right now. We call this list. Yeah, then inside it we're gonna bring in our sidebar, because this is gonna be a page. I'm gonna bring in our sidebar. Let's open up our sidebar first so that we can get an auto import. This sidebar. Open our sidebar components. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, it's here. Then we have a list container underneath. Yeah, we're gonna have a div of list container. Yep. Okay, so right here now we're gonna bring in our navbar. I think we still need to open that up for it to help us do the auto import. There's our navbar. Okay, so should be able to import it now. Navbar component, this is it. So underneath it we're going to have our table. So let's create a table component. So we import our table right here. Okay, let me go to the home page, or rather let me see. Okay, let's just go to the app.js. Okay, so let's import our list component here. We'll create another route. So This will not be exact. No, I made reference to this exact. Understand? The reason why I use the word exact here is that if we want to visit our home, once we say slash this, it's going to take us to home. But if you don't use the word exact, if you try to visit another page and you still have a slash there, it will only be seeing this slash before any other thing. So it won't take you to the exact page because it will be taking you back to the home page because of this slash. But here we are not going to be having this. We're going to be having slash list. Okay, so let's go to our browser. Okay, this is our home page. So let's go to slash list. Still having this. Okay, still our home page. Sorry, I forgot to. So instead of home, we're going to be bringing in our list component. My bad. Sorry, guys. Auto import it. It's not answering. I want this one just to delay. Import list from data slash pages slash list. Okay. Sorry, slash the component itself. Okay. See it right here. So these are our, but we need to do the styling so this will pick well. So let's just quickly do the styling. Now we have not given it a flex. So we go to our list.css, do the same thing we did in our old home page. We give it a class of list. I'll say display flex. Well, I'll give it a width of 100%. So we give our list container a flex of 6. Of 6. Then let's see how that turns out now. Okay, sorry, we haven't imported our star. So what we do now is say import the slash list dot scss. That should Okay, you can see it. Our star, everything is looking okay now, so we can proceed to creating our data table component. So let's go to component, through component, create a new folder, we call it data table. Okay, inside we create our gsx, say data table dot gsx, create the, sorry, this an error, let me delete this, this is supposed to be, okay, we'll create our gsx, we'll see data table dot gsx, then inside it to create the scss data table dot scss. Okay, so let's use our refce. Okay, so right now we're going to give this one a class name of data table. Okay, so let's go to our material UI now. So you understand what I was talking about there. You see, we have our local host 5173, then we have this slash. Anytime we go to only slash, it takes us to our home page. You understand? But if we didn't use that keyword exact, it's going to still take us to our home page. That's why we have list here, because it is saying this slash. So whenever you are using that routing component, always specify for the home page the word exact, so that it would only go to home page if you have nothing after the slash. You get what I'm saying? All right, so let's go to our MUI.com. Okay, what we are going to be using here is our table. Let's just search for table here. Okay, initially we used simple table, we used basic table rather, but now we are going to be using data table. And you see this data table, you can click, you can select a specific column, you can select column, you can also filter, you can sort, yeah, yeah, you can sort from highest to lowest, lowest to highest. You can also, you have this pagination at the bottom, is a very awesome library for your data table. So you can have as much as 1 million tables. It's only going to display 5 columns, 5 rows per page. You understand? So when your data increases, the number of pages increases. This is another page. So you have this already set for you. So all we need to do is just to get the code that we need here. Understand? Okay, so we are going to import data grid from at MUI slash data grid. So let's just copy it. Let's go and import it. Sorry, let's go and install it rather. So we say npm npm install, and click on enter. It's a lightweight, so I don't think it should take time. Okay, that has been installed. So let's go back to Material UI and copy the components we need. So we are going to copy from here. Just watch me. Sorry. I'm going to copy from here. I'm going to copy all the array. Control C. So this is what we are copying. It has a, a, a variable of column, which is an array of columns, and we have a variable of rows, which is an array of objects of rows. So let's go and paste it in our, so outside our component we paste this. Okay, so let's go and copy the component itself. So just copy this paper. Interesting. Control V. Okay, sorry, we have not imported our table into our list page. So let's go to our list page. Where is it? Not imported our table, data table components. So let's just so data table. It is. Okay guys, and what was actually affecting my code was I missed bringing in a variable, which is this variable pagination model, which is equals to an object that has a page variable with a value of 0 and a page size with a value of 5. Okay, that was reflected here as our initial state. Understand? So it gave it inside the initial state. We have the object syntax and another object syntax inside of it with a value of pagination, and its value, sorry, with with a property of pagination and its value of pagination, and object, a value is an object with a value of pagination inside of it. You get? So this is how it was in our importation. Look at it here. This is its const pagination with this object. So I missed importing this. That was why my code wasn't picking up. But the only changes I have made, just take note, is this paper. I don't need this paper. This paper component, I imported it. I'll delete it in my component now. Instead of giving the paper a height of 400 and a width of 100%, I used my own div. This is just the difference. See this div? I replaced the paper with this div because I already have a div here. The paper is the parent component, but in my own case the div is the parent component, and I gave it a class name of data table. Then in my data table style, I gave it a height of 500 and a width of 100%. Remember, this data table is taking flex 6. Yeah, just remember that in our list CSS, this class, this div with the class name of list container is taking a size of flex 6. So anything inside of it, like for instance our data table, is taking flex 6. So if in order for this data table to have the full width of flex 6, we gave it uh, a width of 100%, a width of 100%. So the entire flex 6 is what is taking. I just want you to understand the whole idea in your head, so you understand how this whole thing is working. So let's proceed. So instead of us to use this, these are not the data I want to use. I'm going to create my own data, and I have to pause this video. I'll just show you how I'm going to do that. So I'm going to go to my source. I'm going to go inside my source and create a file. Call it data dot js. Inside of it, I'm gonna do export const, because this is going to be a named export const user column, and I'm going to say user rows. This is going to be equals to an array of objects. So let's go get this. So I'm gonna have ID. Let's just take this first of all. An array of objects. So we're gonna have ID. We're gonna have image, img. So we're gonna give it a value. But we have not. We're gonna import some images. We're gonna have status. We're gonna have status, which can be, I'll call it pending. Email. Can you just see? I just see, okay, with a string of snow at gmail.com. Import the named import. So say user roles from our data table. We are also importing user columns. User columns. Okay, so yeah, what we do here is that we're not going to be using these columns. This is the data that was being used. The rows and columns. There's columns, but we have created our own data, so we are going to replace that. I'm now going to call this user roles. User column. Okay. Okay, I think this is where our error is coming from. Maybe it's asking us to name, since we're using GSX in the component, we should name it GSX. So let's just add the X. I have created my own because I didn't want to use the one we imported. I'll still delete this. I just want it to be there for reference purpose. This was the initial stuff. Columns, we used this. This was what was used. We imported rows, but I now created a data. This is it, data. Then I created my own rows. I called it user rows. See, it's a named export const user row. I created an array of objects. I created each object representing a row. Then I also created my user columns. This is the normal structure, even the way it was imported, but it's just the same thing. I only specified each column to represent its own field as stated in my own data. What I have in my data is user img, username img, status, email, age, which is the same thing I have here. So we'll continue that together. So what we have here, field, our first data is id. So when you are creating your column, it's id, field id. This is structure, header name. This is what will be at the top, id. Let me show you so you understand. You see it, id. Whatever you write in that header name is what is going to be at this top here. So header name id, width 70. See this one here, width 230. So what width means is that this is the width. We gave this one 230, we gave this one 70. That's why you can see the space for id is smaller than username. Just takes a width of 70. Why this one is wider, it takes a width of 230. You can see these pictures. I use this site, which is randomuser.me/photos. So it's very easy. What you just do is you can click on any photo, right click, and this is what you copy image address. So when you copy it, you come here and you paste for your image. That's what I did. That's how I got all this. So you can also do the same. So I think you understand what is happening here now. I wanted you to understand what I've done. I created a file. I called it data.gsx, and this is the file we are in right now. Understand this? I'll delete. Let me delete all this now. I couldn't use the normal way we do it in this data table. I don't know why it wasn't working. That's why I actually went to that site to get these images. I wanted to use my the images in my assets, but it didn't work. So let's just get rid of this. We don't need this. I think in your case it might not still work because I tried, but nothing was happening. Okay, so this is it. I think I should zoom in a bit for the purpose of clarity. When you want to zoom in, what you normally is just Control Plus. Okay, so when you are watching this, it will be bigger. You see it clearly. Okay, that's it. Yep. So what we do now, we'll proceed to populate our table. What we have here is only um we've only done for ID and user. You understand? And if you go to the next page, you see we still have some informations there. You get it? We still have some informations there. So let's continue. I don't want this video to be long. I want it to be as fast as possible. So what field do we have next? I'll show you how this is done step by step. We have done for um, username. We have done for img. No, we are not doing img because img came under username. You understand? We only did for username. So the next after it is status. So let's go and do status. So what you do is for status you can duplicate this. Let's just pick this. Let's just duplicate this because we are going to do something similar. Control C, and paste it. Yeah. So this one now will be called status. Status. Sorry, status. And yeah, we give it a capital S because that will be the title. Status. Then this width, let's give it a width of 200. Okay, now we're also going to be using render cell because we are going to have just look at this render cell. This is like I told you before, the property is render cell, the value is a callback function, and inside it we are going to return gsx. That's why I use the keyword return in a bracket. Then we put our gsx in there. So we are going to delete this. We don't need this img. Let's take away the img tag. So we call this one status. I will also come here and say params.row.status. But here we are going to have a dynamic class because we are going to be using two classes and they are going to pick two styles. If you look at our status, you will see we have three different status. We have pending, active, and we have passive. So those are what we are going to use to create style, but we have a common style for everything of status. So it's what we did in the table, basic table also. So you use your going to use your dynamic rendering. You remember, you use your curly braces, then use your backtick. I think you know where your back is on your keyboard. It's just under at the top, under escape at the top left. So now what we do here is we say status, then we use our string interpolation syntax, which is this. This is how you do your string interpolation syntax. So you now say row, we say param dot row dot status. Okay, I think that's fine. So let's check. Oh wow, why are we having this error? Check what is wrong here. Oh, sorry. What did I do? Okay, param the row, the status. We are still there. So I'll give this one a class name. I forgot to write the class name that will be here. Where did I type initially? Param the row, the status. Okay, I think this one is still remaining. Param dot row dot status. Let's see. Okay, that's gone. So now you see we have pending, active, pending, passive, active. So before we proceed further, let's just quickly do our styling for this image and this status. So for our image, we gave it a class name of okay, this is where we did the error before. This is where we did the error because this is where I typed. That's why I was confused. Let me correct it. I typed into the wrong stuff. Yeah, so let's correct this one. This one is just this one will be class name of cell of image. That was what we wrote before. Okay, that is corrected now. And sorry, it won't be dynamic. Let me remove this and put uh, quote. Okay, cell of image. Okay, let's go to our CSS and do the styling now. I think let me be sure. Okay, this is looking fine also. So let's go into our CSS and start our styling. So this one is height of 500 px. So let me show you something. You see here, I'm going to give a width and a padding. So just watch. I'll give it a width of, if I say 100%, it won't go well. Let me just do 95%, width of 95% and 95%. Okay, you see it now. This is where it's got to. So we are going to give it a padding. And give it a padding of 20 px. This is not applying the way I want it. What's happening? Okay, let me see. Let's bring in that paper. Let me see if that paper is serving any purpose, because there was a style that was there before but it's not applying now. Let me just quickly bring in that paper and see whether it's going to make a difference. Import paper, because I'm just noticing something. Control C. Let's bring it in. Probably there's a style that paper is serving a purpose. So let's come in here now. Under this div, I'm going to put paper. Let's cut this. Control X. Inside this we put the Control V. Let's see. Okay, that paper was serving a purpose. So you can see these edges now. You can see there is a border. It's giving it a border. We could have designed the border ourselves, but it's good we see the purpose of that paper. We'll just use know how we do border. You see border 1px solid. Then we give it the color we want, but let's just use the paper. So let's proceed. Okay, what we do next is now. So we called our, let me show you. We called this one our data rather. So we call it cell of images. Then the image itself, we gave it cell image. So let's do that styling now. So we say dot cell of image. Let me see. Cell of image, yeah. Cell of image. So we say display flex. Display flex. Align items. Center. Okay. So now we could give our cell image cell img. I think that's what we called it for the img tag. So we do give it a width of 40px. Give it a height of 40px. Height of 40px. Give it a border radius of 50%. Okay, I'll give it a margin right of 20px. So we're going to space them out. Margin right of 20px. Let's check it out. Okay, that's beautiful. You can see it. Yeah. So now let's work on this pending, active and passive. So let's go into our data. What we gave it, well, let me see. Okay, so we gave it a class of status. Then we gave a dynamic class here, which could either be pending, active or passive, and the text inside is this. So let's go and do the styling. So we say status dot status. So we say padding 5px. That's 5px. Give it border radius 5px. So we now come here and say, in the case where it's passive, we say and passive. Let's start with active. And active, it's going to take up a style of background color be green, but we're going to give it the green. Then color will be green too, but for this background color, let's just give it an opacity. Okay, so the next one we'll say and passive. In the case whereby it's passive, we'll give it a background color of crimson. I'll still give it a color of crimson. Then we'll give it an opacity. So the last one, in the case where is pending, say and pending, let's say background color golden rod. Let's give it an opacity. Yep. Then we'll give it a color. Give it a color of yellow. Okay, let's see how that goes now. Okay. Okay guys, I really don't know why this style is coming out like this. Initially, data grid does not behave like this, but since it's doing this, let me just style this button. Let me just style this myself. So the way you do that is I'm gonna give it a width of 50 px. A width of 50 px. Let's see. Okay, smaller now. Then I'm gonna give it a height of 25 px. 25 px. Okay. So I'm gonna give it a margin top of 10 px. Okay, that's pushed down. So these text are not centered, so we'll center them too. So all we do now, we just say display flex, align items center, the normal flex box way, align items center, and justify content center. Let's check it out. Okay, this is looking better. I really didn't want to do this myself, but anyway, we have to do that. So let's proceed. We're done with that. So let's go to our data table. So the next we are bringing in now is our, let's see. So the next one, what do we have after status? After status, we have email. After status, we have email. Then we have age. Okay, let's do that. So one, we do. This is the right, and so we create another object here. So this one we say call field, property of field, and we're going to give it the field of, I'm going to give it a field of, what was that, field of email. Yep. Give it a header name. Give it a header name of email. Okay. And give it a width of 230. 230. Let's check. Okay, this is it. Yeah. So the next we're gonna do is age. Let's do age. Let's just duplicate this. So this will be age. This will be capital letter A, age, and this one just give it 70. Width of 70. Let's check. Yeah, this is our age. What do we have next? So we will do one more thing here. Let's copy. We are going to do something like this also. If you don't want to put this description and sortable first, you can do that, but it's good you just put it for good practice. You understand? They are not really having any major role to play there. So let's copy this, Ctrl C. Okay, this one in particular, this particular one, I would like to, and what I want to create next here is a button. And let me just be sure we are done. That's all the rules we have. Email, status, email, and age. Okay. So there's one more we need to create. I want to create uh, a button. Yeah. Okay, there's one more column I want to create, and that is going to have two buttons, which is going to be either a view button or a delete button. But this button, I want it to be available to other components, not just this list, user list component. We will also use it for products. You understand? So I won't create it. I won't create it in our data. I'll go into our component and create it inside our component. I'll create it here. So I'll say const action column should be equals to an array. An array, and the object now, the field is going to be action. The header name is going to be action. Then the width let's give it the width of 250. And lastly, render cell. Let me take this down. Callback function, but this time around we are not taking any params because we are not using any value from the rows, from the user rows. So here we just create a div and give it a class name of action button, action button. Okay, then inside it we create two more divs. Let me see if it can we can do this. Dot C button. Okay, it's possible. So we just we just say right view. Let's duplicate. Yeah, we write delete button. Delete button. Yeah, we have delete. So now what we do is we come to our columns and we say dot concat. Concat is a method. Dot concat. Sorry. I'll call our action column there. Let's see. It's not showing. Okay, let's use the return statement. I missed the return statement. Maybe that's what is causing the issue. Okay, it's here now. So let's correct it. We have view and delete. We're going to have view and delete. If you click on this, it shows that there is something that might be something below. So let's just do the styling so it might display. So we'll come here. I'll do, what do we call it? Action. Oh, sorry, data table. We called it action button. Okay. That action button. To display flex. Flex. Let me see. Okay, you can see it here. It's now here now. Better. So display flex. Align items center. Then we give it a gap of 15 px. So we space them out. Instead of saying margin right, in flexbox you just do gap to space out the two. Say gap 15 px to space out the two elements. Okay, they spaced out now. So let's do the styling now. Or let's still go further and say padding. Sorry, don't terminate this. Padding 2 px top bottom and left right 5 px. Then we give it a border radius Oh, okay. Let's just look. Take a look. Okay, we can't see that yet until we do the other style. So we say um we say C button. Sorry, and a C button. That will be give it a border. Oh come on, what is this? Give it a border of 1 px solid. Um, let's say blue. Let's just say dark blue. Um, then we give say color dark blue also. Dark blue. Let's start for delete button. We could correct our styles because it's like this updated data this thing table is different. So we say dot delete button. Let's say background color. Background color. No, not background color. Border 1px solid red. Let's make it opaque. Give it opacity. Then we say color red. Okay. Let's see. Maybe we still need to give it the height. Let's just do height. Just the way we did for the other. Let's say width 50 px and height 25 px. Let's try display flex align items. Okay, let's come here and say display. Just trying all this out because normally this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Display flex align items center justify content center. Oh, this is not picking up now. Okay, I think this width we gave it here should not be here. Let's put it in the button itself. Okay, this is better. Let's take the border radius. Let's give it the border radius. Border radius 5px. Okay. Oh, but our text is not displaying. What we do now, just like we did with this button, let's just do a margin top of 10px. I guess this is going to align properly. Let's do for the other button. Okay, it's good, but the text is not displaying at the center. Okay, guys, the reason why the star wasn't picking was because I had a typo error here. If you look at this align, I meant to say align items center. I don't know how I made the mistake of saying align content. Align items center. You can see it's centered now. So let's do the same for the uh, view. Align items. So that way we are done with the data grid. So let's remove, don't make this text align center. I think we are good now. Okay, so we are done with our table. There's actually nothing wrong here. I just realized my internet is out. So in your case, you won't be experiencing this. My own issue is just internet. As at the time I uploaded these pictures, my internet was okay, so they loaded. Right now, my internet is out. So when my internet is restored, these pictures will display. Alright guys, see you in the next one. Alright guys, please do well to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell so whenever I post new videos, new tutorials, you get notified. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you later.